The campaign for the 2023 elections is upon us, so efforts to ensure a hitch-free electionary process must not be spared. The presidential candidates of the All Progressives Congress APC, Asiwaju Bola Tinubu, that of People's Democratic Party, PDP Atiku Abubakar, the Labour Party, Peter Obi, and others are expected to feature in the forthcoming National Unity Polo Tournament in Keffi, Nasarawa State. The polo tournament is expected to bring together other political gladiators, royal fathers, and captains of industry in the country. The founder and promoter of the tournament, Ahmed Wadada, explained that it is scheduled to hold from 8th to 11th of September, which will serve as a platform that will deepen understanding among the presidential candidates and their running mates. According to him, it is to ensure rancor-free campaigns for the 2023 elections. Gentlemen, you would agree that this is good for the country, good for the candidates and their supporters.
Yes, it's so good. Anything that would bring about peace, fruitful discussion, and an atmosphere of less rancor is good for the polity. And I thank those behind this, because whether you like it or not, once the embargo is lifted this month, that is when you see the real fireworks. We've not seen anything yet. What we're just getting are just just drop. The main cocoa we start was this. So anything that will be able to be, and don't forget also that there has always been this committee that has always tried to make sure that all the presidential candidates, governorship candidates, and the rest of them sign what do we call it now? A memorandum of understanding for peace. The one that you have a former head of state, Abubakar, Salam Abubakar is in charge with Father Cook and the rest of them, where the issue of peace will be preached and the rest of them. But this kind of tournament, that is if all of them will attend. Because it's one thing to put a tournament together. I see most of them attending. You'll be surprised that on that day, some will go to London, which has become their second home now. I don't want to attend. It's a good one.
Well, I think sports is a uniting. Sports has the ability to unite people. If you look at, in spite of the ethnic division in Nigeria, if Nigeria plays Ghana today, nobody wants to remember where. You see that everybody watching will just support Nigeria. So I think sport is an instrument. It's what can be used to build bridges, to build peace and also conflict prevention. So I think we need to see more of this. Sports need to play a major role in terms of trying to unite, the political differences.
All right, BKO, your thoughts on this?
Yes, I'm happy that somebody is trying to organize a polo tournament with the desire to lessen the tension that the electoral season usually generates. We want a rancorous electioneering campaign, and this is a step in the right direction, because when the combatants use fighting words against one another, their supporters tend to take a cue from that, and we start seeing people killing one another. We don't want to see that. We want the language of the campaigns to be intemperate. We want to see the candidates lead by example and get the message across to their supporters that no vote is worth the blood of the Nigerian voter. No politician should preach hatred. No politician should call for violence of any kind. And Wadada has set the tone for this. I just hope that a good number of them will attend, and the message that the organizer wants to bring across will sink deep into their hearts, and let's have a very peaceful electioneering period.
All right. Gentlemen, joining us now for more insight on this is a former member of the House of Representatives, Ahmed Wadada, who is the founder and promoter of this tournament. Thank you very much for joining us, sir. All right, then. We'll get back to him as soon as we can. All right, Joseph. So, like I said, when it comes there, he's going to tell us about the plan and how far he has gone. But then, looking at what is happening on social media now, I want to reckon with what BKO said, that it's important for these political candidates to come together so their supporters can get a cue from what where they stand. Yes,
I totally agree. Even before, on a lighter mode, before we get to that, I was about to ask BKO. There's also another war this evening between our team, Man U, and Arsenal. I wanted to ask for his prediction. BKO, I want your prediction on that match before you
Arsenal will win, actually.
Yeah, I know you're an Arsenal fan, and I'm Man U with big. But seriously, it will. Because I've always said the time with a number that we are the problem, our own problem. These politicians, they have where they meet. They have where they meet. They have how they connect. At times, they just sit back and be laughing at us.
Especially young Nigerians.
This is when I say, I'm talking about the young Nigerians. They'll be killing themselves over politicians that at the end of it, or they'll be people that will drink champagne among themselves, within themselves, and the rest of it. You'll be cursing yourself and disturbing yourself over somebody that doesn't even know you. I think most often than not, the youths, especially the youths, because when you talk of social media now, it's the youths, they calm down, for goodness sake. It is not a do or die affair. Although one former president said it was a do or die, it's no longer a do or die affair. We are all Nigerians. If you support an individual, what you should be doing is try to project the positive side of him that you think that other people should know, and not just to all this kind of. So I totally agree that this is a very good forum for us to be able to, maybe when they see this and see them talking together, if you see them, they go to parties, having to be seen pictures of them attending parties together, the way they hold themselves, the way they laugh, and they continue to ask.
And the children,
the children's means together. Poor man picking just they kill himself.
All right, gentlemen, we now have our guest. Welcome, Honorable Ahmed Wadada. All right, so a great initiative, I must say, but tell us about this plan and how far you've gone.
Very good evening to you and all listeners. Talking polo this evening, let me start by condoling and comforting all members of polo family in Nigeria, because we are all bereaved. We lost one of our own last evening, one of our veterans, Bashir Mohammed. We just, I just came from his funeral. I pray God forgives his excesses and rewards him for his good deeds. Talking about elections and polo, we all know where we are today in the politics of our polity. We have never been this sentimentally conscious of our various differences. And I feel each and every member of, each and every citizen has a role to play in making the environment, the system, and in its entirety, getting the best out of it. And polo being a sport, and I also see politics as a sport, really. Politics is a game. And in every game, before the commencement of the competition or the game, so to say, players exchange pleasantries. And after the end of the game, at the end of the game, regardless of who wins or who loses, players still exchange pleasantries. So I feel we should do something different this time. There is no hiding the fact that the political space is so highly tensed in Nigeria today. Everybody is either conscious, sentimentally conscious of his religion or her religion, his ethnic or her ethnic, his political party, this region, zones, and what have you. And for this tension to be doused, we need to do what we can. And that's why Keffi Polo Ranch decided to hold a polo tournament with the theme National Unity Polo Tournament to bring together all the political gladiators, the presidential candidates and their running mates, our royal fathers, our religious leaders, our ministers, governors, and everybody under same environment, but talking a different thing, polo, game of kings and king of all games. So whoever wants to be a king, if you want to be a president in Nigeria, that means you are looking forward to being a king in Nigeria, because the president is, synonymous to being a king. And if you are a king, you should behave like a king. You want to be a king, behave and act like a king. And for the for the average electorate to see that all these gladiators are put under one environment, right, watching the game of polo, smiling, chatting, hugging, and interacting without regard to the their political party alliances. It sends a different message so that at the end of the day, we have a hitch-free general elections in 2023. What should matter to us today is not where the president of Nigeria comes from, or what religion that the president practices, or what political party he or she. Because if the president of the presidential candidate of People's Redemption Party, PRP, becomes the president of Nigeria, from the day he is sworn in as the president of Nigeria, he ceases to be the presidential candidate of PRP, but the president of Nigeria. And the president of Nigeria should care about the livelihood of every Nigerian, regardless of where that Nigerian comes from, regardless of the religion that Nigerian practices. So we are doing this to disabuse the minds of the people. Tell them that politics is a game. Because if you look at the literal meaning of politics, literally, is that endeavor that brings like minds together to do what they can to woo, attract, or magnetize those that are not with them to be with them for the good of the society. What are you are wrestling for power. Get the power to do what? To better the life and the livelihood of the people. So what brings about violence in that? Politics is nothing other than development. And there cannot be development without peace. And peace can only be achieved or gotten when every interest is being taken into consideration and given attention. Not all interests can be attended to or can be achieved at the same time. But if I have an interest that I need the government or I need those that are at the helm of affairs to attend to that problem, I must not put it in my mind that that problem must be instantly achieved. But if I know my interest or my quest, my yearning, my aspiration is given attention, that gives me the spirit to be patient enough to wait for the day the result will be gotten. So that's all we're trying to convey to the society.
All right.
And we have penciled, invited out of our royal fathers, the Sultan of Sokoto has obliged us to be the father of the royal father of the day. The vice president will be the special guest of honor. The first lady will be mother of the day. Mr. President Muhammadu Buhari will be father of the day. And all the presidential candidates, Vice President Atiku Abubakar has obliged us to be in attendance. Asiwaju Bola Tinubu has obliged us to be in attendance. And so Senator Konkoso, Peter Obi, Adebayo of SDP, that's my political party anyway. Let me not forget to mention that. Kola Abiola of PRP, Hamza Al-Mustafa of AA, they have all obliged to attend. That will be a very, very interesting and historic outing that will change the narrative the narrative around and about the perception and understanding of an average electorate in Nigeria about politics. It's not about violence. Neither is it about unnecessary criticisms and being personal about it. But it is about development. All we need is a leader that has the requisite capacity, capability, and the contemporariness to understand where the world is today and where Nigeria needs to be. There cannot be any perfect situation. But when you have a leader that understands what leadership is it entails a teamwork. Leadership is a teamwork. And whoever does not understand, I say this to whoever cares to listen, whoever does not understand leadership as being a teamwork, then should look at the structure of God. God has the requisite capacity to communicate to this television screen and empowers the television screen to communicate back to him. So if that is to be, then God wouldn't have needed angels. Neither would he even would he have needed prophets. But because he wants us to understand that leadership is a teamwork, he created angels between us and him. And then amongst us, he anointed some of us human beings to be his prophets. So if you have the right team that share and buy into your dreams, not just because Mr. A or Miss B is my relation, comes from my religion, it comes from my ethnic group, so let he or she, no. The members of your team should have the requisite and needed capacity in all ramifications. And then, but beyond having the needed capacity in all ramifications, they should also buy into your dreams.
All right, thank you very much. Thank you very much, Honorable Wadada.
There you will have a very solid, formidable, and effective team to deliver. So,
all right, thank you very much, Honorable Wadada. You said it all. You said it all. Thank you very much for this great initiative, and we wish you the very best and good luck. Thank you very much. All right, is the founder and promoter of the forthcoming National Unity Polo Tournament, which will be taking place in Keffi, Nasarawa State. Gentlemen, that's all we have on the show today. Bikio, thank you very much for joining us from Abuja. Thank you, Mr. Adioye. Thank you, Mr. Chris, for coming on the show. We should head on a very high.